What is up, YouTube? How's everybody out there doing today? I hope you guys are having a fabulous freaking day. Before we get this video started, we are obviously going to be doing our nice little spiel for my kids' 1997 Acura Integra. First link in the description below, guys. T-shirt sales going on right now. 2 out of 3 t-shirts will be up. You might even have 3 t-shirts up. Operation Boot Camp Build. My kid is in Marine Corps Boot Camp, Paris Island, South Carolina, and we are building this car from the t-shirt sales the way he wanted it, as a surprise before he gets home from boot camp September 30th. He does not know this car is being built. There's all kinds of videos on it. Go back in my earlier videos a couple of weeks ago or a week ago or whatever. Whenever you're watching this, there'll be a playlist as well for this car. You can look at the playlist. Telling you what's going on and showing you the wrap process and the new hood and the engine build and the turbo setup and all the doodad cool shit that we're doing to this car. So if you want to contribute, and it's before, obviously, you know, October like 9th, 2022. If you're watching this 5 years later, it's not going to count, guys. It's already a done deal. But if you're watching this before around October 9th, 2022, look down in the description below. First link for the t-shirt sales. Contribute and give a future Marine the car of his dreams, guys. Go make it happen. Let's get the video started. What is up, YouTube? How's everybody out there doing today? I hope you guys are having a fabulous freaking day. This is going to be a redo of a previous video that I did years and years and years ago on my Pontiac Grand Prix GTP, and it has to do with that beautiful heads-up display right there that you guys can see. So years ago I fixed it, and I soldered 2 joints on the unit itself underneath the dash, and this was, you know, obviously years ago, and I've recently, it's not doing it now, but recently it's been going dim. So recently it's been going dim. Sometimes it's not working again. Sometimes it's obviously super duper bright like it is now, as you guys can see. Super bright right now and works perfect. And then there's some days where it don't want to work anymore. Now, when I first fixed it years ago, it was totally fine. It was just as bright. It worked every time, never had any issues. But recently I've been seeing it dim out. So we're gonna get to the shop, tear it apart, and fix it again. Probably fix it a little bit better because, well, yeah, we're probably gonna fix it a little bit better. So let's get to the shop and figure it out. You can now start to see a little bit how much dimmer it's gone. It definitely has gotten dimmer since the last time I showed you here. So we are on our way to the shop, and we're gonna fix it. We're gonna make it brighter again. But you can see that it is starting to get a little dimmer and having issues. So I guess as the capacitor heats up, inside of there's like a capacitor, I guess as it heats up, it loses capacity, I guess is what happens, and the solder joints get, you know, heated up and weak. So let's get to the shop. All right, guys, we are here at the shop, ready to rock and roll and tear this thing apart to get that HUD fixed and ready to rock and roll. It's already hot. Like, why is it so hot? I don't get it. I don't get it. All right, so the very first thing I need to do here is get my little screwdriver. And we got a whole bunch of stuff in here we need to pop off. One of them being this guy right here. That needs to pop out, especially when, there we go. Now this here houses your headlight, you know, thingy and all that stuff. So that's all got to come off and out of there. Your alarm, your little alarm thingy. So as you can see, that just comes off. And then this entire bezel pops up. And you guys are probably like, how, Andy, how? Well, it just pops up. I'll show you here in a minute. Well, it's up. And in the process, I cut myself. You just got to be careful. All right, so you take this big pumpkin mess and just get it out of your way because you don't need it, as I'm putting blood all over my freaking stuff. Unbelievable. And then, as you can see right here, guys, that is your heads-up display. Basically what you want to do is you want to unplug this here. That just slides out. That way that's kind of out of the way. And then the only thing left in this is 2 7mm bolts, one there and one right there, and this whole entire unit slides right out. So let's get that out next. All right, once those bolts are out, just be careful not to drop them down in there, because then you will lose them. This entire thing literally slides right out. Look at that, right out of there. It's a little dirty from the last time I cleaned it. That's your hole. That's your hole right there. A little dusty on top here, as you guys can see. We're gonna go ahead and put it on the table. So now the next thing we gotta do is we have to tear into this. There is a capacitor in here that we need to access and get to, which is going to be under here. So let's tear it apart. I think it's these screws here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This whole top comes off then. All right, now that we got our 4 little bolts out, our little screws, this piece here will literally lift right up off of there like so. We can go ahead and put that, well, let's put that over here out of the way. We're gonna be cleaning this off then. We don't wanna lose it. We're gonna be cleaning that off. And then what you have is all your little mirrors and stuff. And you can see the mirror's kind of dirty in here. We're gonna go ahead and clean that mirror off, but this is what we need to get to right here. So we need to unplug this guy right there. And yeah, that's the only thing we need to unplug is that plug right there, a little tan plug. And then we need to get up underneath this sucker. So we got to pull this whole plate up off of here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'll show you what it looks like when it's off. All right, guys. The other thing is, don't forget this little plug here, that comes off as well. And then you have your entire chipboard for your heads-up display right here. And you can kind of see underneath where I soldered before. This is what we're going to be fixing, because I think this solder kind of went to shit anyways. So that's what we're going to be fixing today. You can see it's kind of burned up there. So we're going to use our solder gun. I guess this is like the optical eye or something. I don't know what it is. But I think that's what we need to address. We're going to go ahead and double check to make sure, and then go from there. Okay. So the very first thing I want to do here is I'm going to try to get this solder off of here. So as my solder gun's heating up here, oh, it's hot, that's for sure. Okay, as you guys can see, the solder is no longer on there. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to put new solder on here in there to make it a little bit better. All right, so not the best of my work, but definitely better than what I had it. But that's basically what you do, is just solder. You put new solder on that piece there. And basically all you do is you put it back together again. Pretty simple. Let's go put it back together, and hopefully we fixed it. And of course, do not forget to clean your mirrors. There's one behind here, right down in there. There's one there. Clean them off with a nice clean rag and some window cleaner if you want, or whatever. And also clean this up here as well. It's going to make everything look a lot brighter. So don't forget to clean those parts before you put this back together. We are ready for install. So we're going to put the dash back together, put this back in, see how she works, guys. All right, guys, the moment of truth. The moment of truth. Let's put my seatbelt on here because I'm gonna go for a little drive, make sure everything's good in the sunlight. My mirror's all messed up. My windshield's all messed up too. I'm freaking rubbing my sweaty head up all against it, trying to get this thing out of here. All right, well, let's start her up. And there she is. Oh, she almost didn't want to start. She goes dim and she gets bright. Everything's moving, so that's a plus. And she's working, guys. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it. The camera might not do it justice, to be honest, but it looks like it's working. Oh yeah, it's definitely working. I can definitely see it much better now. Hopefully you guys can see it as well. I don't know. Let's close the door here. Oh yeah, it's definitely brighter. Definitely brighter. I'm hoping you guys can see that. It's flickering. I can see it flickering. Now it is daylight out, guys, so that is pretty dang bright for daylight. Oh, there it goes. It's because it's behind a white background, not a dark background. That's why. That makes a big difference, but it's there. Oh yeah, now you can definitely see it. It's definitely working, guys. Definitely working. Look at that. Pretty freaking awesome. I wish it would be a little bit brighter, but I mean, compared to what it was before, it's actually definitely brighter than what it was before. Definitely brighter, in my opinion. Like I said, you know, the video, you watching it in the video might not seem that way, but it's definitely better. All right, guys, I don't know if you can see it, but it is definitely working, and it hasn't been dimming out or anything. And it's mainly the reason why I did this. Yeah, it's definitely brighter. 100% brighter than what it was before. It doesn't look like it in the video, guys, but it really is. Now at nighttime, it's probably going to be 10 times brighter at nighttime. But basically the main reason for doing this is to keep your heads-up display from dimming out and or not working at all. So obviously on this short little drive that I'm doing right now, I'm not going to be able to tell if it's going to dim out or shut off on me halfway through. So far so good. I will tell you, it only takes about 5 minutes of driving and it'll start to dim out a little bit and get weaker or get brighter and go back to being weaker again. So I'll definitely have to keep you guys updated in the next few days as I drive this car, this GTP Grand Prix. And it is a 99, just so you guys know, to see what happens. If it fixes the problem and it doesn't dim out anymore, that means I fixed it and I did it right. I'll probably have to do it again in the next few years again, I'm sure, as well. But you know, one of those little maintenance things that you just got to do. It's not that big of a deal. It obviously did not take me long to do at all. It took me literally 20 minutes to pull this thing apart, solder the joints back where they need to be soldered, and put it back together. It's a very easy, quick job, so it's not that bad of a job to do. So we're going to keep an eye on everything, make sure it's working. But if you guys are having that failure with your heads-up display in your Pontiacs, that's how you fix it. It's very, very easy, very, very simple, and not bad to do at all, guys. Not bad to do at all. All right, guys, well, short little video for you explaining that situation on the GTP and how to fix it. I hope you guys learned something. If you did, awesome. If not, well, I don't know what to say if you didn't learn anything. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. But hopefully you did learn something. If you own one of these cars, you've learned something more, which is great. But other than that, guys, we're going to end the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. I got to keep my hands on the steering wheel, because if I don't, I'm going to crash into some. I'm giving you guys thumbs up and stuff. Hit that notification bell, put it on all, and also hit that subscribe button, that little red button. Hit subscribe. It keeps you updated on all the videos that are coming out, which will be more about Zax Integra. I know a lot of you guys are watching because of Zax Integra, but I want to, you know, throw you a curveball here and throw the GTP in here and show you that for a little bit. You know, switch it up a little bit, a little switcheroo for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, guys, I'm going to hop up off of here and go do my thing. Deuces.